No shit. I ain't lying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. That was over 13,000 almost the whole way. And it actually, the lowest I saw it was 12.9. Okay guys, so I've got it all stripped down. Before I removed the cylinder, I took and I stuck a magic marker, a Sharpie, in, and I rotated the piston all the way up to top dead center, all the way down to bottom dead center, right? And that gave me this witness mark right here, and that lets me know I've got plenty of room before the top ring gets into my intake port. So no fear whatsoever of going too far. Really, what I'm going to do here is, if you look at that, see that top of the intake that's back there, this portion, I'm going to raise that up. Not a whole lot. I have set a piston in there and created a mark that I want to go by, and I'm going to remove an amount. It's probably, I don't know, not even 1/8 of an inch out of the top of this port. I will, while I'm doing this, get that out of there. I will, while I'm doing this, go ahead and rough up the intake, but I won't take anything off of the floor. I won't widen it, anything like that. All I'm doing is raising the roof about 1/8 of an inch, right, to my mark. See the mark? And that's it. We're going to do that, rough up the intake, and then put it back together and see if it made a difference. All right, so there you have it. I opened it up a little bit and I textured the intake. That's all I did. That roof, I raised it about 1/8 of an inch. We'll see if it works. Okay, so we're back at it. Now the exhaust has been widened and raised to 101. The intake, all I did was raise the roof of the intake and texture it. That's it. So we'll see how she goes. Last cut, last time it was all the way through. The lowest I saw was 12,900 RPMs. Actually, no, the second cut, I saw 12,600 RPMs as the lowest. And it ranged from about 13,200 to 12,600. So we'll see if the intake trick helped out. So we're not going to get a real good reading there. Look at all those knots. That sucks. It did drop as low as 12,100. Let's give it another one and just see. That really sucks about the knots. That's, but you can't do anything about it. You know, can't make them go away. And I don't have enough room to fully cut past them. So we'll just go to the time cut and hopefully that log is a little bit better. But yeah, at one point it dropped into the 11,000 RPM range there. But, okay, I guess here is a positive spin. It seems to be bouncing off the rev limiter, which before it wasn't doing that. So yeah, I was pulling 13.5, 13.6 before I hit the knots. So it's clearly got more power. So look at it that way. Sucks though that we can't really measure it, and it probably dulled my chain, but oh well. Time cut. I'm not gonna waste any more wood because I'm running out, and I still gotta modify the carburetor and come back and do testing with that. Definitely feels like it's got more power though. I mean, I just ran it, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. It's wanting to bounce off the rev limiter unless I'm pushing on it. That tells me it's got more power. I believe these things are rev limited at 13.5, 13.6, something like that. Yeah. All right, so what went wrong? The saw clearly has more power now that I did that to the intake. My best guess is that the chain got dulled by those knots. And you got to remember, this chain that I'm running is a chain that was sharpened by John Riley, and it's really good. It cuts really, really well. However, it is a cheap tri-link chain. He just wanted to play around and see if he could make one of those chains fast, and he did. It's a fast cutting chain, but soft metal, you know, soft steel that they're made out of, they dull easily. And I think that's what we're seeing here, because the saw very clearly it wanted to bounce off the rev limiter if I wasn't pushing. So it very clearly has more power with this intake modification that I just did. It just sucks that my testing, you know, the chain went dull. It happens. And I've cut, I don't want to say quite a bit, but I've cut with that chain like multiple times. And so clearly I think it has reached its point to where it has dulled. But, you know, there you go. I'm doing the best testing I can, and I am very happy after having done that. And the next step to the process is the carburetor mod. I've already done it and I've already ran it. I can tell you it's sure as hell seems even more powerful. So look for that video next, and we'll see if my time cuts work out. I'm still using the same chain with it and everything. But yeah, so far so good with the step-by-step process to porting, you know, First off, all I did was the transfer work and the piston work to get my numbers where I wanted them to. Then I widened the exhaust, and I did raise it just a hair more. And then this intake mod where I raised the roof of the intake is all working out. Every step that I'm doing is creating more power with the saw. And the fact that it can be in the wood, even just a little bit, and that's, I want to say, an aggressive chain. It's a sharp chain, but it's not taking a little bite, and it's bouncing off the rev limiter. At least I think these things have rev limiters. I don't know. Tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I think it's rev limited at 13.5, and I saw it consistently bouncing off the rev limiter at about 13.5, 13.6, and it's what it sounded like to me anyways. So it's clearly really fast, really hauling, and I really like it.